Morning. This is Nivedita, working as an assistant professor in the Department of ECE. And for today's session, we'll see about the Bhopal gas tragedy and the professional ethics and human values. So, these are the contents that will be covered in the session: introduction, followed by the affected area and the causes led to the disaster, followed by the ethical issues, and last one is about the preventions. So, yes, what is a Bhopal gas tragedy? So here, the Bhopal gas disaster, which is also known as Bhopal gas tragedy, which occurred in December 3, 1984, at the Union Carbide pesticide plant in Bhopal, India. So this is considered to be the world's worst industrial disaster that occurred due to the gas leakage from a pesticide production plant, the Union Carbide India Limited, that is UCIL, located in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So here, it was believed that the slack management and the poor maintenance together created a situation where the routine pipe maintenance, which caused a backflow of water into the MIC tank, triggering the disaster. So when it comes to the affected area, we'll just see what led to the disaster initially. So here, in the early hours of December 3rd, 1984, a rolling wind carried a poisonous grey cloud from the Union Carbide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh of India. So the poisonous gas released was actually 40 tons of methyl isocyanate, that is the MIC. So this particular gas is very toxic that leaked and spread throughout the city. So, what happened was the residents of the city actually woke up suffocating the gas and struggled to breathe. So, they started running desperately through the dark streets. So, the victims arrived at hospitals very breathless and blind. So, the people who survived also had their lungs, brain, eyes, muscles affected very severely. So, the gastrointestinal system, neurological, reproductive, and immune systems were also dangerously affected. So by the morning, the roads were all filled with dead bodies of humans and animals. The trees actually turned black and the air is filled with a foul smell. It sounds very pathetic. And when we speak about the cause of the accident, the UCC, that is the Union Carbide Corporation team, and also the CBI, the Central Bureau of Investigation team, conducted separate investigations on the cause of the incident and came to the same conclusion. Actually, it was understood that a large volume of water had been released into the MIC tank, and this further caused a chemical reactions that forced the pressure release valve to open and allow the gas to leak. So, according to the UCC's investigation, it proved with a virtual certainty that the disaster was caused by the direct entry of water into the tank 610, that is the number of the tank, through a hose connected to the tank. The documentary evidences which we have gathered recent days after the incident reveals that the valve near the plant's water washing session was fully closed and the leak proof. So based on the several investigations, the safety system in place could not have prevented a chemical reaction of this magnitude from causing a leak. So the safety systems are designed in such a way that the water cannot enter unless it is deliberately switched and the water flow is allowed forcefully. So the causes and the persons responsible for this operation are not known even now. So these are the ethical issues like cutting the cost, fault gauge readings, hooter timings. All these causes lead to the severe disaster. So other causes we can speak about, like safety rules is not followed, the training is not provided to the employees there. So again, the service and maintenance was uttermost very worst, and the regulations and methods that is not followed properly in the plant. So these can be termed as the other causes for this such a big vast disaster. When we speak about the fatal effects, as per the government's announcement, we have total of 3,787 deaths occurred immediately, and again around 8,000 of the survivors died within 2 weeks, and again more from acute disease caused due to the gas later. They have been diagnosed with many ill effects. So yes, so again like around 5 lakh people were injured. So all these are the statistics which we have obtained from the government after the disaster. So initial effects of the exposure, which are termed as coughing, severe eye irritation, feeling of suffocation, burning sensation in the respiratory tract, vomiting, stomach pain, breathlessness. All these are the initial effects of exposure. And the staff at the nearby hospitals lacked to know how required to treat the casualties in such situations. Again, to add to this, there is even after running to the hospital, the survivors could not be cured, and most of them had to face the death eventually. So this is very pathetic. And as an effect, after effect of this disaster, the rate of stillbirths increased by 300% and the neonatal mortality rate by around 200%. It is very worst, and this came to be known as the world's worst disaster in the industrial sector. So when we speak about the prevention, to prevent another Bhopal disaster, what we can do, that is, we can just the government can ban highly toxic substances, impose strict controls over pollution, it can regulate industry over safety. So for that, what we have to do, so we have to form people safety committees, environmental groups, and we have to take up safety issues through trade unions. And the foremost thing is we have to insist on people's representation in regulatory bodies. So what you can do now, so we can all boycott all the Union Carbide products, begin with ever-ready batteries, and we can contribute to relief and rehabilitation, and we can promote educational campaigns. So these are the things which we can do in order to prevent such worse disaster in the future. So this Bhopal gas leak incident, it shows the necessity of ethical concepts in every engineering designs. So the safety, risk analysis should be given by prime importance of any project. So the ignorance of these issues can cause another disaster like Bhopal gas tragedy. So these are the causes, effects of Bhopal gas tragedy. So this is about a case study. Thank you for today's class.